What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Tribaholics. As always, with you, my name is Caleb Skinner at CHS on Twitter. Go ahead and shoot me a follow. I lost like 6 followers after some controversial tweets that I was able to send out this past week after a loss that we took to a team that's not even in the FBS. So we'll go over that later, but pretty bummed out by that. But whatever, everybody can fuck off if you know that's if you don't agree with me, whatever. Happy for the dude, whatever. I'll get into that later. With me, as always, my co-host, one of my co-hosts, Christian Serrero is not here tonight. He's our third co-host. He'll be joining us next week. We're very excited to have him back in the fold of things. But my co-host, as always, who's been here with us since we started this thing back up, Ben Stana, let everybody know how you're feeling tonight, man. How are things going?
We've been better. It's not great. But, we're here, and we're alive. So, live another day, keep them pushing. Maybe in 10 years we won't be shit at the sport of football. So,
yeah, it's kind of going to be what it's going to be at this point, probably for the next 5 years or so. So, like, really hunker down, guys. It's really something we're really going to have to fucking get in there with. But I've already... yeah, basketball's around the corner, right? Yeah, like, at least we got that covered up, so that'll be fun to fucking talk about. They actually had a thing today where the Tuck turned 40 or 45 years old, so that's awesome. Baseball band, buddy Mike, gotta love it. Showing all the comments, beautiful. All right, I'm already 3 tall boys deep in here tonight. I let the people know that I was gonna be a little drunk tonight, or actually, I told them you were gonna be a little drunk tonight. Hopefully, you are. But as it turns out, I'm probably a little bit more drunk than you. I've already had 3 tall boys, and so that brings us into what are you guys sipping on? What are you sipping on, guys? I am drinking Tall Boys of Michelob Ultra tonight. I am getting very toasty. I think this is going to be a great episode just because there's a lot to be said. It'll be fun to be said, so I'm looking forward to it. Not really, because it shouldn't have been the fucking case. But drinking some Mich Ultra Tall Boys. Whatever you guys are drinking at home, let us know in the comment section. We'll go ahead and throw them up on here. Of course, more coming in here saying he's drinking some lemonade because he's a child, not able to drink at this point. But Ben, what are you drinking, my brother?
I'm drinking Corona Seltzer. You can hate on me all you want. It's good. It's cheap. I haven't tried it. I want to try the new flavors. It's passion fruit flavors. So, you don't get good passion fruit in the United States. When I was in St. Lucia, they had some really good fucking passion fruit, and you don't get that here.
You don't get that. It's good stuff. I like trying all the seltzers. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm a big component of the seltzers. I'm a big fan of pretty much all of them. I love them all, especially when they're like buy one, get one free at the Publix. You can't really beat a deal like that.
Yeah, but, we got 0 carbs, 0 sugar, so that's good, Helps.
And take that trash out. Don't talk about that, Luke. Luke is a friend of the show, but he's really working his way to not being a friend of the show. Not really sure what Luke is trying to do here.
I was so glad I missed Saturday's show when you told me Luke was on it. I was so glad I missed that.
didn't want to see him even being a guest. But you guys continue throughout the show. Let us know what you're drinking on as you tune in. It's good stuff. We appreciate you guys throwing out any recommendations of what to drink as well. I know our guy won. Or Broomy won. Brian Ross, real big guy on Twitter, real big guy involved in Florida State sports. Loved him as a guest as well here on the show. So whenever he can come on and give us his advice on beer is awesome too. So you guys let us know what you're drinking throughout it. But let's get into some football, man. We got NFL news, brother. Lead us off with the star shining performance of one Jabu Winston from Bessemer, Alabama.
He's back. I deserve a lot of apologies because there was only like 1 week when I was like, he stinks. But every time I was a supporter, you can see now, and every time that he threw just a dot in the end zone, I just exploded with a bunch of creamy love goo, just getting so excited for him. I was like, he's thrown 5 interceptions, got 29 points in fantasy, no turnovers. He's cooking the Packers. He's probably second in the MVP race behind Kyler, although I think he should be first because Kyler turned the ball over. Shameful.
Right. Dude put on a fucking hell of a performance, for being honest. 5 touchdowns. Only for 100 and let me check it real quick. 100 and 48 yards passing. So, I mean, not a huge day through the air, but, I mean, huge when it came into the red zone. That's big. That's huge for Jameis moving forward. No, but you said it the best, I think. I think you said it the best, Ben. No turnovers. No turnovers at all, which was his problem when he was with the Bucs, right? Is that he always had these turnovers, whether it was 2 picks a game, 3 picks a game, 2 picks and 2 fumbles a game. Like, it was always something when he was with Tampa. Going and being with the Saints right now, throwing 5 touchdowns with 0 turnovers is huge, in my opinion, for him. And, yeah, you're right. Him and Kyler Murray probably 1 and 2 right now in the race for an MVP.
Yeah, but, like, you look at that, and then you look at, like, I know, like, we all got excited. My favorite play was a deep bomb to – forget who it was, but he threw a dime to him, just a little dot, and I was like, yeah, it's back. It's not a little dinks and dunks anymore. But then when I saw him drop back, he ran through his progressions, didn't see anything, and just threw it away. I was like – I teared up a little bit. I was like, "Oh my god,
he's smart. He's doing it." Right. But I guess that's what he gets. You know, like from going from a dirt cutter offense to working with probably one of the greatest offensive minds when it comes to the offensive side of the ball, and Sean Payton. In my opinion, I think he's one of the greatest of all times when it comes to being able to put his quarterback in the right situation and his team in the right situation from the offensive side of the ball. Being able to protect him. He's finally got an offensive line that's able to protect him, and he doesn't even have the weapons. Obviously, he has AK-47, but Traquan Smith is out. Michael Thomas is out. He doesn't have his normal weapons, and he's still unable to do this. So imagine once those guys come back and are able to be a part of that team, that's huge for him moving forward. I mean, it's going to be a spectacular year for Jameis Winston and the Saints.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching him cook it up, probably win the division. Just destroy the Bucs in every aspect. It's going to make me really happy inside.
Yeah, Nasty Noel 69 coming in saying he's got a gun. Yes, he's got a gun. Jameis, we know he's got a gun. That's something to see. All right, we'll move on from Jameis because he was obviously a star player. And then we move on to Dalvin. DC4 didn't necessarily have that great of a game, to be honest with you. Had 20 carries, 61 yards, 1 yard touchdown run, but I think the biggest thing that you could take away from the game that Dalvin had is he fumbled in a crucial situation, and that is not a good look for him. You know, we don't really want to live on that too much. And I know you didn't get to watch all the games. So did you see Dalvin play at all?
No, I didn't even know he fumbled, and I'm a little upset you told me that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ruin it for you. And then we'll move on to our Chargers. Your boys, go ahead and let them know. Were you able to watch that game, or were you able to watch the highlights at all of that game since you're such a big fan?
No, I slept through the game because I was hungover and sad.
All right, so we got Asante Samuel Jr. obviously starting his rookie year in the NFL, which is awesome shit for him. First career NFL start as a rookie. It's huge. Finished with 5 tackles, 4 solo on his own, and then a tackle for loss, which is big for him as well. Derwin James had a great game as well. 7 tackles, 6 of those solos, and a pass defended. Chargers defense, Chargers secondary in particular is all FSU. So it's pretty beautiful to see those two pairing up there. Great stuff there. And then we'll move over to Brian Burns. Brian Burns with the Carolina Panthers. He had a sack on rookie Zach Wilson and then a couple QB hurries as well. Other than that, not doing much there, but he's just a pass rusher, period. We know what Brian Burns brings to the table. And then we'll get on to Jalen Ramsey, a dog. Straight dog. This one you should have been able to watch, right? Because it was the night game.
Yeah, I watched that. I don't think it's a stretch to say that when it's all said and done, he's going to pass Dion as the best DB to ever play the game. He's just that good of a player. I don't care if it's a hot take or not, but we're going to have 1A and 1B, the best DBs ever with Jalen and Dion. And I saw at the beginning of the game, he was just everywhere. It seemed like they had 24 Jalen Ramseys on the defense. Every play, Jalen Ramsey was involved. I was like, holy shit. I think that move to – it's a Buck or Star. I think it's Star, but it was a really good move for him just because he's such a good playmaker, so versatile.
Right, and that's what I was gonna comment on is that they're starting to move him all over the field instead of just having playing boundary or playing slot or just playing one-on-one against the best wide receiver on the other team. They're just moving him around all over the field, which is what Jalen Ramsey should be doing. He's the best player on your defense, not that defense, but if he was on another defense that didn't have an Aaron Donald on that team, he would be the best player on that defense by far. You know, that's just how it is, you know. Unfortunately for him, but lucky for him at the same time, is that he's got Aaron Donald to be able to put some pressure on the quarterback, give him some more opportunities to make a break on a ball and make a huge play. But the biggest thing that stood out to me from him is he was just fucking laying the wood the whole time, just getting through blockers, making plays on every single ball that was thrown. It was amazing stuff from Jalen Ramsey, which we expect, right?
Pretty much, yeah. I kind of expect him to be a little bitch in the backfield or a bitch on the field, and he's going to hit you as hard as he fucking can. I love it.
seven solo tackles, 9 tackles overall, so that's great for him. And then one pass excuse me, guys. One pass defended. So great overall game. Knowles had a great fucking day in the NFL. Hopefully, Dalvin gets back on his snide and gets back to what he's supposed to be doing at the running back position there for the Minnesota Vikings. But with that being said, we're probably going to move into the longest segment of this show, and that's something that not all of us necessarily want to talk about, but we need to fucking talk about because it's something that is a problem here at Florida State. And Ben, I'm just going to kind of let you take this over for a little bit because I need to kind of contemplate on what you're about to say and what I'm about to say. I need to get my words straight, I guess is what I could tell you. I need to get my words straight and how I'm going to put them in context. But go ahead, take this over. Just run us through what happened in the game. I know everybody probably fucking knows at this point, but let everybody know what happened and just the down of everything. I don't even know how to even explain it. Like I'm just there.
I don't really know where to start here. Like, I like Mike as a coach, but also fuck you, Mike. Fuck you for that shit. That was fucking sad. It's fucking Jacksonville State, bro. And you ran that shit like a scrimmage. And even if you run it like a scrimmage, you should still be fucking ready to go out and score more than 17 fucking points against Jacksonville fucking State, who got fucking blown out by UA fucking B. 31-0. And we come out and we lose on the last play of the game because we can't make fucking tackles. That shit's pathetic. I just laughed when he scored him, honestly. I didn't know else how to react. I just laughed. I was like, yeah, well, he still suck. We might need a new coach. But you know what? I still like Mike. I think he'll get us maybe 8-9 wins a year in a couple of years. I don't know if he's going to get us back to prominence or anything like that. But eventually we'll start winning some more. And we don't really have a choice because we're poor and we're cheap and we have no money and we haven't had any coaching turnover. So we're stuck with them. So let's hope he does well.
Right. It's kind of a tough situation for him to be in because he's trying. I can see that he's trying. I can see that he cares. But there's also the part of me, specifically when it comes to head coach Mike Norvell and the coaching staff as a whole, is that why the fuck are we looking forward to a Wake Forest team? That's the thing I don't get. Why are we looking forward to a Wake Forest team? Why aren't we preparing for the team in front of us and trying to run a bunch of gimme plays instead of just doing what we're supposed to do to win this game? I know it came down to the last play. I get that. But it shouldn't even be in that case, right?
Correct. I don't know. Everyone's like, yeah, Dave Clawson's like, Florida State's 2 plays away from being 2-0. I'm like, okay, I'll let us slide on the Notre Dame game. But Jacksonville State, you're a play away from winning that game. You should be a play away from winning the game after the first drive in the first quarter. Like, if Keyshawn Helton catches that pass, the dime from Mackenzie Milton, we probably win that game.
Well, not only that, but he catches that ball, but and that's a touchdown. But say that's in the third quarter instead of it being the first drive of the fucking game, dude. If that's if that's in the third quarter, okay, whatever, fine. But it's the first drive of the game. You kill absolutely all momentum that you have. It's just the start of the game, and everybody just automatically gets pressurized. The pressure gets turned on, no matter if it's the offense or the defense, and you're just like a fucking crab in a shell and don't know what the hell to do because you're like, oh, shit, this is supposed to be our leader, Keyshawn Helton. He's been here forever. He's supposed to be a guy, and then he drops the ball when it's wide fucking open in his hands for a goddamn touchdown.
Yeah, I was a big advocate for Helton, still am, but he has disappointed me so far throughout the first 2 games. It is, I think all the wide receivers have. Aside from Malik McClain, I don't know why he doesn't play more. He didn't get any snaps for Jacksonville State. We were giving fucking everybody. It was like Oprah out there. You get the ball. Everyone gets the ball except our best wide receiver. What the fuck is that? I don't know.
Right.
And then that stupid
And
Wildcat shit, bro. I want to fucking.
all right, let's talk about that because let's finish up with the wide receivers real quick because these motherfuckers are pissing me off. All of them, besides Malik McClain. At this point, I'm willing to run a one wide receiver set with Malik McClain and run a 2 tight ends and 2 running backs. I don't give a fuck. Get them all out of here, dude. They all suck besides Malik McClain. Nobody wants to step up. Nobody wants to do a goddamn thing on the offensive side of the ball besides the running backs and Malik McClain. And Malik McClain didn't even get the snaps that he was supposed to. I understand Ontario Wilson hasn't been there the whole, he's been hurt. He's been dealing with injury problems, whatever. I get it. But fuck it, dude. I'm over it. Like, I'm so over it. Our wide receivers being asked. Not only that, but these wide receivers aren't that bad talent-wise.
They're talent coming out of high school.
Am I wrong in saying that?
No, Parchment showed out at fucking Kansas, but he can't do it at a near blue blood with a better quarterback.
So I'm 100% not wrong in saying that talent-wise, these guys should be able to produce.
Correct. And I don't even like.
What is Dugans doing?
I don't know. I mean, do you want Dugans to go out there and catch the ball?
I mean, I get that point. I get that point, right? And that's all the point people are making. You can't have the guys catch the ball for you. But has this not been his problem when he was at the University of Miami as their wide receivers coach?
I didn't really pay attention too much there.
Wide receivers constantly dropping the ball. Wide receivers not blocking downfield. And if anything, their blocking was better than them catching the damn ball.
I mean, he's not going to be here next year. So he might not be here after next week if we lose to Wake Forest. So I don't really care at this point. We're riding him out for this year, but I don't think he's coming back.
I'm just so, the skill position is very, very, very important to a football team. Almost as winning in the trenches. I think winning in the trenches, trumps winning, the battle on the outside or at any of the skill positions. I 100%, believe that. But it's very important for those players to be able to make those plays, and they're not making them. They're not doing anything to build confidence in the rest of the team. And I don't understand that because as a skill player, you're supposed to be one of the rah-rah guys, right? Oh, look at me. I'm the fucking man. And now you're dropping a fucking 60-yard touchdown pass over the outside of your shoulder. What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, it's just not a good look at all. I don't really like. You can make as many excuses as you want. It's a shitty look, and it hasn't gotten any better in the past 4 or 5 years. So it's like, I don't know. I
don't want to keep bashing them, but like, what are you gonna do? Like last week, what did we do? Right after the Notre Dame game, what did we do? Oh shit, these guys have shown us something that we didn't expect, right? Isn't that what we did?
Yeah.
And they come out like this.
Well, that's kind of like what Milton said. That's what happens when you get pats on the back for almost winning a football game. And even then, I still don't think it should have happened, but it's whatever. I mean, I'll go out. I'll play wide receiver for free. I've got some eligibility. I can drop touchdown passes, and you don't have to put me on scholarship. I'll pay tuition.
You could probably block. Damn.
Shit, I'll
not saying that's not our issue.
We got a couple ACLs, I don't care.
Like, it just makes no sense to me. But I forgot where you were going before I got on my rant about the fucking wide receivers.
Oh, we're talking fucking Wildcat shit.
Okay, let's go to the Wildcat shit. Go there because I'm ready to go there too. I'm ready to just get it all out right now.
I want to beat Kenny Dillon's head in with a fucking sledgehammer. I want to beat his head with a sledgehammer. I think he's a good.
But is it even him?
I don't know. Like I said, I think he's a good offensive coordinator. But then you have like 6 other guys that are interfering with play calls. Let Mike and Billy call the plays. But the thing that pisses me off is after the Wildcat shit clearly does not work. It's like, yeah, we still believe in the Wildcat. We get the ball faster. Like, it's clearly not working. Oh, wow, Deshaun Corbin's in the Wildcat. I wonder what he's going to do. He's probably going to fucking run the football. Like, wow. Oh, wow, he runs it for a 1-yard loss. Who could have seen that coming? Like, again, put me in there for free. I can call these same shitty plays and save you millions for the university. Like, I don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't. When that press conference happened, what was it, yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday.
It happened yesterday. I didn't know what to think about it. I honestly just wanted to stay off Twitter because there's just so much shit going on. But like that's just what we do. We go on there, whatever. It's part of what like being a podcast and being a part of a podcast, being a guy. And this shit, that quote came out, and I see it on Twitter, and I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? The one thing I did not want to hear out of our coach's mouth is exactly what he said we're going to do more of, if not, like what?
You believe in it. Like
why? And they want to talk about, it saves time getting the ball to the back. Please show me a play on film where that has been the case.
It's like being a 45-year-old father who buys your son's gifts or daughter's gifts for Christmas and still believes in Santa Claus. Like, it doesn't fucking make sense. It obviously isn't real. It obviously isn't working. Why the fuck are you still doing
it? See, this is me trying to put my words in context. I can't fucking do it because it pisses me off so much, dude. Why are we running the Wildcat? The Wildcat has been out of the system since West Virginia ran it back in 2008 with whatever the fuck his name was.
Tavon, we don't have Tavon off.
Yeah, we don't have a fucking dude who can run a 4.2 40. I'm sorry. It's not going to fucking happen, all right? Like, it's not a guy who can see a hole and just take off through it. Like, we have guys who can get through a hole. I get it. But our offensive line is not good enough to be able to do that. It's not going to be the case. It makes me so aggravated. Our running back is probably the brightest spot on the offensive side of the ball right now. So I'm not taking anything away from them. I'm just taking away what I'm taking away from is the play calling. Why are we play calling that? Why not just hand the ball off? Why not put a fullback back there?
I don't know. If you could have run the ball probably 100 times, giving each ball carrier 25 carries, and we probably win that game by 3 or more touchdowns. No, we're going to run the Wildcat. We're going to treat it like a scrimmage. And then on the last play of the game, apparently giving up a touchdown and losing the game was worse than giving up a field goal. That quote really pissed me off. He was like, yeah, we were running that because we didn't want to give up a field goal into overtime. I'm like, okay, well, you just lost a fucking game. So would a field goal really have been that bad? They had what? Do they have any timeouts and they needed like 30 yards to get a field goal? Just put it in prevent. Give them the middle of the field. Make them burn a long field goal.
Let's head to that side because we're going to talk about the quarterback situation later when we get into, the Wake Forest preview because there's an obvious thing that has been made on the depth chart with an or being taken out of. So we'll get to that later when we get into the Wake Forest interview. Or the preview, not interview, excuse me. So let's get in that side of the ball. What's the problem there? Because it doesn't look like it's linebackers or defensive line to me.
I don't know. I think it's, you're kind of putting it on point pretty much. The linebackers, they didn't play great. Defensive line, aside from Jamie Robinson, didn't play great, but the DBs were getting cooked.
And all these guys were 4 or 5 stars, other than your transfers, Jamie Robinson and whatever else his name is, Miko Dotson and whoever else, back there. Most of those guys are wheelie guys, and I don't know if it was just nobody wanted them and we took them or what the fuck was, but I don't know. It's a lot to deal with. It's a concern to me when you allow that to happen at the end of a game against Jacksonville State. I think that mostly falls on the players ultimately, but if the players were put in a better position to make a play on the ball, then they don't even have to worry about tackling or freezing up, as Mike Norvell likes to say, in a situation if you're placed in the right position in the first place. So I can put it equally on coaching as well as, the secondary players not performing the way that they should.
Yeah, that was pretty. And I get Brownlee had a pretty good game. Otherwise, I think he lost his stepfather that game, or father-in-law or godfather that day. So I know he obviously gets a pass. We pray for him and his family. He's going through some shit. So he had a good game otherwise. So I get why he could have been checked out. But fucking Jamie Robinson, dude, did you see that shit? He just gave up on the play. number 10, if you go watch the play, you go look. If you haven't seen it, go look at number 10. Just watch what he does. He just stops running. If he keeps running up on a play, he tackles him at the 10-yard line. Game's over. We win. I just don't. There's so many things wrong. Like, obviously, there's a lot of. You got some DBs that are playing really well, and you got some DBs that are playing like piss. Some want to win. Some clearly don't. You can see it by I guess who they've been recruited by, honestly. You can see, like, you got the older DBs, obviously not doing great. You got the new guys coming in being dogs. You've got some transfer guys who haven't been a part of a winning program before coming in, not really caring. I don't really know. Like, it's telling. It's very telling.
I just don't get it. It's supposed to be the stronghold of our group. You know, the secondary. They're supposed to be the ones that are supposed to be the better group of them all, and they're not living up to their expectations at all. I don't want to, play on it too much or anything, but let's look at where do we go from here. 0-2, close losses, obviously, to Notre Dame and to Jacksonville State, two complete opposite spectrums of type of programs that we're looking at. Losses here now as an 0-2 Florida State football team. Where do we go from here? How do we correct it? And what's actually the issue? What's the issue overall?
Well, I want to say we go up, and I hope we go up. But every time I think we've hit rock bottom, this program continues to impress me and sink lower and lower. And honestly, I don't think Jacksonville State was the easiest team on our schedule. I think it's UMass. I think there's a chance we lose to UMass. Fucking Walt Bell is going to come in with a little vengeance. He's like, yeah, we got a chance to beat these fucking losers. Like, there is a legit path to 1-11 or 0-12. And I'm like, I thought we'd hit rock bottom. Maybe we get 4 or 5 wins. But I don't know. I hope we go up. Wake Forest is going to tell us a lot about who cares, if the staff cares, where this program even is mentally. Because we've got a lot.
I think that's the biggest question mark, right? Where are we, not only as a program and fans, mentally, I'm fucked up, to be honest with you. I don't even know what to think about this shit because I'm Florida State through and through. I got a national championship my freshman year. Like, that's all I know has winning through my 5 years at Florida State. Like, from 2013 to 2018, we won. Besides 2018, obviously, with Willie Taggart, that's the only year that I've had an outlier. And so I have known nothing but that. And even before that, when I was a Florida fan, which I've said on here multiple times, when I grew up that way because my dad went to UF, I still recognized Florida State as just this powerhouse. And they were just always a badass team, a hard team to beat. And they always brought it no matter what. So, like, I'm mentally shook as a fan, but what do we look at it mentally wise in a cultural aspect as well from the standpoint of a team? I mean, since 2017, 2018, we haven't had it mentally or culturally. I don't know what the fuck is going on. And Micah's supposed to be the guy to bring it around, which I still think he is. I just think this is one of those games where you have to fall to get back up, right? I've always heard that in my life. You have a shortcoming in your life. You have something that happens in your life, and you get taken to the lowest of lows, for instance. For me personally, I had a DUI. It took me down to my lowest of lows, and I've learned from that mistake, and I don't do that anymore, right? But I've grown from that. I've learned from that, and now I'm a very successful person, and I don't need to be an idiot like I used to be. Yeah, I still drink. I come on here and drink with you guys, but I'm at my house. I'm not going anywhere. So, like, you guys can say, oh, you still have a problem drinking. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. Fucking, like, obviously, there's portions of time where I'm going to drink, especially like Saturday night, I'm going to drink, but I'm going to Uber home. I make those wise decisions at this point. Like, I've grown in my own self to be able to control certain situations. But it just doesn't seem like this is kind of going in that direction. Although I believe in Mike and believe in the direction that they're going through, that it's supposed to be better, because we never even saw this change of culture, this get rid of guys that don't need to be here from a Willie Taggart team. So I believe in Mike still. It's just all this pressure is going to be on him now, especially after this loss. It's a matter of how are you going to get back up, in my opinion. How are you going to arise from that situation and be better?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have any. I mean, I kind of have to support him. I still like him, but he got the biggest game of his coaching career coming up against Wake Forest. That's going to make or break his career at FSU because he loses this one.
I 100% agree with you. It's probably a must win. It's a must win.
We lose this one, we're going to probably be winless aside from Syracuse going into Clemson, and then we're probably going to maybe win Boston College. If we lose this one, we're winning 3 games max. And then the recruiting class is going to fall apart. It's going to be an inner circle. And in 4 years, we're going to be going and getting Lane Kiffin from Ole Miss. That's what's going to happen if we lose this game.
Well, I think the biggest thing, too, is I think I said this at the beginning of the season, right, is that Bobby Bowden always said you go from losing big to losing small to winning big, right? That was the process that Bobby Bowden put everybody through in his words. And we're not losing big.
We lost big versus Jacksonville. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care.
Right. Okay, that's a big loss. That's a big loss. But we still didn't lose big. So that's a positive. Even though it's against a shitty team.
There's no positive.
You know. Yeah, I don't want to say it, but like I have to be a little bit optimistic here. And that's what I can say is we're on that path. Because we lost big every game last year. Or pretty much.
We beat Jacksonville State.
We beat Jacksonville State, yes. But we're riding a high. And what did Mackenzie Milton say?
Oh, something about that's what happens when you get a pat on the back for losing a football game.
Right. So are we going to quit? Are we going to fucking quit that? Are we going to fucking quit giving people and players pats on the back? And I don't even know if the coaching staff's doing it. It might not even be the coaching staff. It's probably the other players. Because from things that
doesn't give a fuck.
Right.
For the past 4 or 5 years, me and you have probably given more of a shit about if we win or lose than half the team every year, and probably some of the coaching staff too. And that's just fucking sad. And that's why we're dog pissed and have been dog pissed and probably will be dog pissed for a long time.
Yeah. And it's I don't know where we go from here. I honestly can't tell any of you guys where the fuck we go from here, because I don't know. We could either go up or we can just dive right back into the ground like where we were in the Willie Taggart era. Like that's how it is. People coming here saying we won't win one game, Jacksonville State. I don't blame you, Trey Prodigy, for coming in here and saying that at all. I honestly don't blame you. It's not something that we should even hang a hat on. Like there's nothing to do at this point. Like it doesn't mean anything. We have another guy coming here saying Jack State doesn't mean shit in the long term. It really doesn't. It's one of those trap games. You're looking ahead, trying to create a little bit of momentum heading into the Lake Forest game, heading into your ACC schedule. I get it, but there's no reason for it. Okay, I don't see any reason for it at all.
I agree in a sense. If we don't bounce back, then yeah, it means shit in the long term because we're going to be in the mud for a lot longer than we thought because of this game. I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it, but if we're at the point where we could have won that game convincingly, and if we lost to Wake Forest, it's like the recruits are like, all right, let's see what we got next week. Now it's like recruits are like, okay, what the fuck is up happening? Like, if we don't win this game, you're going to see a lot. You're going to see some decommits. You're going to see a lot of coaching turnover. You're going to see the media change their narrative on Mike Norvell, and things are going to get ugly, and they're going to get ugly fast, and they're going to stay
because
ugly.
there's still a little bit of trust in Mike Norvell from a lot of the media members, specifically Kirk Herbstreit.
Like that's what I mean. Yeah, I still trust him because Dave Clawson. I read his preview, and obviously he's got to do coach speaking stuff, but he's always like, I mean, every coach has one of these games to some extent. They have that game which is inexcusable, heartbreaker, that's just pathetic, and that you could never have seen coming in a million years. Obviously, it's not always an FCS team, but like every coach at some point in their career has a loss that is just inexcusable or inexplicable. And I think how you respond to that and build from there is what determines a good coach from a great coach.
Yep. And Mike Norvell could be a great coach. We don't know. Like at least when Willie was here, we could see just the ups and downs, and it was more downs than ups. Even when you were up, it was downs. So, I mean, I specifically remember that Miami game at Miami where we're up 20-something points, 24 points, and you let Miami come back in midway through the third quarter to come and win the game. So I think it's a different level here. I think there's a lot more going in Mike Norvell's favor. I think he's doing more of the right things. It's just the players aren't getting it, and that comes back to culture.
Pull Moore's last one up. If we hire a new coach, I want to talk about that for a second. If we hire a new coach because you have to get rid of Mike Norvell, it would not be from a Power 5 team because we are no longer a desirable job in football. Like, we can't hire one for another 5 or 6 years. So if we're dog shit for 5 or 6 years and we have to fire him, no one's going to leave. Like, no one's going to leave, I don't know, Colorado to come coach at Florida State to get fired in 4 years. It's career suicide. You have to try to – it's basically kind of what UCF or USC is doing now. They're just hiring guys and hoping one hits. Like, I saw
Tennessee, USC,
who's
Nebraska, all of them.
Scott Van Pelt. He said something really interesting about the USC guys about head coaching. Is like, yeah, USC, they used to be all prominent and they want to go back to national titles, but it's like it is so very rare to hit on a guy that brings you back to national prominence, and everything is skewed because
the problem is all. I mean, if you think about it, all of us, right? All of our former national 90s, 2000s powerhouses, us, Texas, Tennessee, Nebraska, USC's, right? Okay, all those guys have their time. If you look at it, if you go back and look at it, they had their time to build their programs to get to where they wanted to be,
and they also had probably Hall of Fame coaches, so the expectations are so high. And then with Nick Saban being the recent hire at Alabama, who's come in and do great things, the expectations are so high that like 9 times out of 10, you're going to miss on a coach. Not even miss, you're not going to get a coach.
If Nick Saban were to quit today from Alabama, Alabama's not going to be the Alabama that we know them in the past 10 years.
It doesn't matter if you get Dabo, Ryan Day. No matter who they get. The standard is so high that it is so rare to hit on a coach that successful. But because we've seen
the only team that you can kind of see that has done that is maybe Ohio State with the transfer of Urban Meyer or Tressel, and then they had that period between Tressel and Urban Meyer. But when Urban Meyer got there and then the transfer from Ryan Day, that's probably the only thing that comes to my mind where it was an easy transfer over from one head coach to another to be succcessul.
I would say Bob Stoops to Lincoln Riley a little bit as well.
Yes, that's a good one. That's a good one as well.
But these are the things. These are internal hires. They're not going out and poaching a guy from a group of 5 school. They're having a guy coach under a Hall of Fame coach, learn from him, and then take over.
Well, they're not even taking Power 5 coaches. They're taking internally from within the system.
Exactly. They're learning under the Hall of Fame coaches, which,
yeah,
I don't know. That's kind of what we did with Jimbo. We brought Jimbo in as an OC and promote. Like, all the success that you see is from the new great coaches are learning under great coaches. So you kind of –
right. I don't believe that we will hire a new coach within probably the next – I would say 2 to 3. I've just shortened it a bit because obviously there's booster pressure and everything when it comes to Florida State football. So I'm gonna shorten that by a year. I normally thought it would be 3 to 4 years before we would even see that take place. But there's a lot of pressure. Boosters giving a lot of money nowadays. They're back in the saddle, willing to do this thing. But let's switch over to something that happened after the game. Proposal from Brady Scott to his now fiance. Quick thoughts on that. We don't have to spend too much time on it. I feel a certain type of way. I just want to know how you feel.
Pussy shit. Fucking pussy shit. Good for him. I'm glad you're married. I'm not going to say it's going to split up or hope it splits up. I'm happy for you, whatever. I just really don't give a fuck. I want to win football games. Sorry. I don't care about selfish. Like, do it after the game, not when they're fucking celebrating on the field.
Like, right, that's my biggest point towards it too.
Like, that's why you're a fucking backup, because you don't care. You don't You don't play. You don't care. You're just there. So like,
and I get that was the only time both families can make it there. Awesome. Great. Love it. So happy for both of them. Like I'm still happy for Brady Scott. Like I'm not dissing that. And I lost fucking 10 followers in a day because I made one joke about it on fucking Twitter. Like, get the fuck over it, dude. It's a joke. Like it's not a big fucking deal. Like we get it. It is a big deal for him. Like that's
not
cool.
a big deal for us.
But when your proposal photo for Brady Scott is of you proposing, and then in the background you got a pile of fucking Jacksonville State players in the corner of your goddamn end zone celebrating on your turf, that wouldn't fly with me, bro. Like I'm like, nah, I can do that. You come to the locker room with me, or you come into the tunnel, and then we'll do it that way. I know the family wants to be involved, or wait till after you change. Wait till after the game.
There, yeah.
When you're walking out and the fans are around, and the fans that like to stay around get signatures. Those are that's a great atmosphere to be in. Not immediately after you lose a fucking goddamn football game to an SCS team.
Exactly.
That shit is not no. I'm sorry. Not gonna fly with me. I don't care. Any of the girls that I've ever dated in my life would have been like, what the fuck are you doing?
Tell them what they are.
And half of them probably didn't even like football. They could care less. But they've been like, what are you doing? You just lost. There's a dog pile on the other side of the field in the back of our picture.
Tell them what your ex cheerleader girlfriend said.
No, not my ex. Like she's my girlfriend now. Just all about like,
yeah.
Oh, she's an ex-FSU cheerleaders. Yes, she was like, no. She was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Like, I've been like, what? She'd been like, we just lost. I'm like, thank you. I'm like, thank you. Like, I completely 100% agree. Like, it makes no sense to me. And so, like, it makes no sense to a lot of people, but then everybody wants to dog on you for making a joke about it. Like, no, dog. Like, there's a point to it, like if you won the game, fucking hell yeah, dude. Propose on the fucking field, do your thing. Like, that's cool. But obviously is not gonna happen, dog. Like, they're dogpiling in the other end zone right behind your picture. I just like, even me as a man, like, I could give two fucks less about a fucking picture that's being taken of me, proposing or whatever. But like, to me, like, it means a lot to my fiance. Like, that would be awesome. But to me, I'd be like, fuck, dude.
Like, he's gonna be I guarantee you, in like 10, 15 years, he's gonna regret he didn't wait 10 minutes. Just because he's gonna be reminded of that bullshit. He's like,
dude, he could have even done it on the field still, right? Like, he could have done it on the field still, but just let him walk the fuck off.
Get a different angle or something. Like, can we talk about how bad the photographer was? That they had to choose that angle to where the entire team was in the background. Like, I don't even know where to go.
Look at this comment, man. You guys are wrong on this. Dude has an epic story to tell forever. Well, because he's the one winner out of everybody. Woo!
I bet he went over to the Jacksonville State locker room after and started celebrating with them. Hey guys, I'm engaged. Congrats on the win.
I obviously know that A2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, A is completely being sarcastic as hell right now, and I love that right now. It's amazing. But congrats to the newlyweds. I am very happy for Brady Scott.
Yeah, we're happy for them. We're happy
for you, Brady. If you're listening, we're very happy for you. Congratulations on getting engaged into everything. That's awesome for you, man. I'm not even engaged, and I'm about to be turning 27 this weekend. So fuck me, right? So I have no room to even fucking talk. So yeah, I'm old, dude. But congrats to Brady Scott on getting engaged. I guess I just don't get it. I mean, that's what a lot of people told me. I have no character and shit on Twitter. That's, I apparently don't have any character, but whatever.
Yeah, we're happy for you. We're just not happy the way you did. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we're happy for you, Brady, man. I mean, I wish I was engaged at this point in my life, but I'm not. Congratulations, Brady Scott. You do you, man. You have a great time. I know everybody brought you stuff. Everybody's getting you stuff. I hope you continue to be a Barstool athlete, even though all that shit went down on Twitter. But I guess we'll move on from the shitty part of our show. And well, I guess it's gonna continue to be shitty because that's just what this week entails. Dante Lucas no longer on the team. Actually, this might be a happy moment, depending on how you take it. Dante Lucas no longer on the team. Don't know why, didn't hear why, but what is he, right guard, left guard? I don't know which guard he is. Doesn't matter anymore because he's no longer on our team. Obvious problems since even when Willie Tiger was here as our head coach, getting into a scuffle with on the field with coaches and seeing all that shit. So made up 5 out of 11 penalties for our team against Jacksonville State. Quick thoughts on Dante Lucas losing the team. I'm pretty sure I know what you're going to say.
I don't know. He's got talent. He's got some growing up to do. I saw Henry put on Twitter. He said we were 118th in the penalties, or 118th in penalties in the country. With Lucas gone, we're guaranteed to be out of the hundreds next week. I was like, you're not wrong. I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna say good riddance. I'm never really happy.
Oh, I will. Good fucking riddance, dude. I'm over this kid. Ever since he got in a fight at the Miami game, like 2 years ago and who was it had to fucking restrain him on the sidelines when everybody was off the field already and he was still trying to fight somebody. I was like, bro, who are you trying to fight? Ain't nobody on the fucking field anymore, bro. ain't nobody on the fucking field anymore, and you trying to fight somebody. Get the fuck off the field. Stop acting a fool. I was like, you could leave now.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna change my opinion. It was probably good riddance, better for the locker room, just better for penalties overall. I don't think he handled criticism very well. That kind of seems to be what everyone was, or what the reports are saying. I saw Rick Bayou or whatever said he got called out and just quit, didn't want to run. I was like, okay, that's fine with me. Bye.
The guy on Twitter.
Yeah, he's a fucking loser though. Little Jacksonville fan guy. Fucking hate him. He always takes pride us. He's like, I don't know, man. Like, you're a grown ass man. You're a fucking Jacksonville radio host. Yeah, my fucking dick. Okay, go get a wife.
But I mean, like, he was right though. Like, this motherfucker.
For once, I mean, a blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then. Like,
I love it. But yeah, see ya, dude. I don't even fucking care. Like, peace out. Like, you've been a problem. You've been a problem in the locker room. You have always done nothing really for our football team other than detrimental things. So I'm not worried about it. I'm glad he's gone. I don't even want to know why he's gone. I'm just glad he's gone.
Yeah, that's another one off Nate's list. And Nate's list is looking pretty accurate so far.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Nate's shooting 50%. Good for Nate.
He's over 50% now, I think.
Oh, considering there's the Dent one, but which Dent was he talking about? That's a good question. If you guys don't or are on No Game Days Discord, you better go follow, man. They're really turning shit up. When are they gonna bring us on, dude? I'm tired of giving shout outs and just not getting anything out of it. Yeah, I continuously give Logan and Nate and Austin and Dustin all these shout outs, and we get nothing out of it. But they're the boys. They're the boys. We love them. They create great contact. Just signed that thing with Sports Illustrated, so we're really pumped for them. If you guys haven't already gone over there and checked them out, go check them out. It's good stuff. But Wake Forest preview, buddy. This is where we're going to get in that quarterback conversation a little bit. But before we get into that quarterback conversation, let's talk about what we're going to be able to see from Wake Forest. They're 2-0. Haven't really played anybody. Do you see anything from them when it comes to this game on Saturday at 3:30 primetime ESPN?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say there's nothing that worries me because every team.
Can I interrupt real quick because Moore's asked me about 6 times now if I watch college baseball. Yes, I watch college baseball. I love college baseball, Moore. We will get into that when it's time for college baseball, but I wanted to go ahead and address your question for the 6th time.
I was going to say they don't really scare me, but that'd be a lie because every team in the country scares me at this point. But they don't really have, like, I think Zarek Cooper for Jacksonville State's a better quarterback than Sam Hartman. I'll say that, but I think
Yeah, but I mean, Sam Hartman's been there for what, 4 years now,
they're just going to feast over the middle if our linebackers can't cover, just little dinks.
right? And
And
I think the one problem that we'll have with them is their offensive play, the way they run their offense, right?
Lawson runs a weird offense. I like it. It's weird.
I think what people call it is a mesh. They call it a mesh offense. It's kind of the quarterback holds the ball there with the running back for so long, right? It just looks weird.
It's a prolonged RPO.
Yeah, it's very prolonged, and they call it a mesh. That's what the pros call it, or whatever. The people who know the shit call it a mesh offense, where the quarterback holds it, and then it makes the defense make the first decision. And he's got a 67% completion percentage. Obviously, that's against subpar teams compared to a Wake Forest. I mean, when you say that, you're like, what? But like, it is. Yeah. But I mean, they played Old Dominion in Norfolk State, so like. I mean, albeit we did fucking lose to goddamn Jacksonville State, so can't really even say anything. But like being a 67% completion percentage, 68% completion percentage, whatever, so be it. You did it against inferior opponents, which probably bodes well for them, considering our secondary has been lackadaisical.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm more worried about us running some bullshit dink and dunk offense again. I tweeted before the whole depth chart came out. I tweeted, "Pick a fucking starting quarterback and run the fucking football, and you keep the game close."
All right, so we've picked a fucking starting quarterback. What are your thoughts now?
Run the football. Just run a regular run first offense. They're giving up 6 yards a carry. Run until they cannot stop it. How do we ban someone from this? I mean, honestly, you could probably run the Wildcat every play, and you could keep it close versus Wake Forest because their run defense is that bad. Just don't make it predictable. And I don't know, just none of that Wildcat fake handoff to McKenzie Milton shit. Like, take the ball, hand it to Corbin, let him get 8 yards of carry. Take the ball. Hand it to Corbin. Let him get 8 yards of carry. Repeat, wash, rinse, repeat. Play action. Throw a deep pass. Hope we make a catch and score a touchdown. I mean, I don't know how to make it any simpler. Like, I feel like if you do that, you keep it somewhat close.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, but we'll go back to our offensive side of the ball here, and we have a chance to gash their defense. Huge, massive opportunity to gash their defense when we have the ball. Defense is not that great. Offense is where it worries me because they'll probably be able to stay in there with us. So when we're looking at the offensive side of the ball, for us in particular, we have now named a sole starter on the opposite side of the ball in McKenzie Milton, right? There's no more or on the depth chart when it comes to our quarterback situation. It's not McKenzie Milton or Jordan Travis or Jordan Travis or McKenzie Milton. It's now McKenzie Milton, Jordan Travis. I'm sure a lot of people have seen throughout the day of Jordan Travis taking some things down from his Instagram, taking his bio out, going black on Instagram, completely deleting his Twitter. Any thoughts on that before we get any more into this quarterback conversation?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's a little upset. I mean, I don't know if it's about the starting job and shit or if it's about the Jacksonville State game. But I think it's more just to get rid of distractions and just refocus, which I wish all of our players would do. He's not transferring. He's still with the football team.
Yeah, he's still with the football team. We know that. It's just one of those things. But it reminds me a lot of what LeBron does when he gets to the playoffs, right? LeBron shuts every social media thing down. He does. He goes 0 dark 30 is what LeBron calls it, right? Like he just goes 0 dark 23 or whatever the fuck else LeBron wants to call it. Like that's what LeBron does, and I think that's kind of what Jordan's done. He's just shutting everything out. He's like, fuck a sponsorship, fucking pay for NIL, fuck all this. He's like, I want to fucking win games, and he's making a statement about it. Anything else that's out there is probably a rumor that you guys have heard. I'm not going to specifically speak on any of them because I don't fucking trust anything that's coming out that I'm hearing or seeing or anything like that, other than what I know specifically. And that's what I do know is that was taken down, and I know that he's still on the football team.
Yeah, unless it's from like a credentialed source, CJ Wilson on Twitter, and like maybe and like Klein from No Game Day, I'm not listening to it. I don't care. Because I know all the credential guys, Klein and CJ, they're plugged. They know if they're talking about anyone else who says shit is probably just looking for clicks. Like Rick Bayou, he looks for clicks. He's a fucking moron. Can't
exactly, but I'm glad that we've named a starter. I will say that I'm glad we have. I know there's a guy. I don't even know if we needed to be honest with you. I don't know if we needed to, but I don't think we needed to do the shit we did last week. I know it needs to be a change of pace, but we don't need to mix in all this cute bullshit.
Yeah, I don't. The cute stuff works at Memphis. It doesn't work at no. If we lose next week, my drink of choice will be bleach, not Xanax. It'll be bleach.
Yeah. So looking here, we got KZ starter. KZ effective, not great. Effective in the play. Whatever. I mean, obviously that opening drive, drop touchdown pass by Keyshawn stands out the most of us. And there's a lot of penalties going on. There's a lot of things that were called back. A lot of things that why did they happen? They just didn't work in our favor, whatever. But I think KZ moving forward, I don't know if he's necessarily should be our starter. I think Jordan should still start. In my opinion, I think Jordan provides a little bit more extra oomph to the team, but I'm not going to complain because they're still both great quarterbacks. I still think they both respect each other.
At the beginning of the year, you wanted KD to start. I wanted Jordan Travis to start. Now I want KZ. You want Jordan.
Yeah, it's just what you see. It's just some things happen that way, but I'm not going to want to be and completely dismiss like your stance right now and saying KZ should be the starter. I don't mind it at all. I think KZ has the ultimate right to be the starter because he's obviously provides something that Jordan can't, and that's throwing the ball downfield and being accurate. And so it's a whole different story, but it's just I don't think it matters who the quarterback is at this point. I think it's up to the people around the quarterback to be able to produce.
Yeah,
on the opposite side of the ball, ultimately.
Yeah, it was at the point where it was pick one and stop switching every 5 plays and get a rhythm going. I didn't really care who it was. I had my preference slightly. It was like 1A and 1B who I like, but just pick one and roll with them. If they start sucking, then bring someone else in. You don't need to switch every 5 plays. You don't need to do Wildcat with Travis and Milton at wide receiver. Like, that's obviously just a waste of time, a wasted play.
There's no need in it. There's no need in it. Why bring both of them in? Keep one on the field. I don't like both of them in.
I don't mind both of them in every now and then, but I mind it when neither of them are getting the ball from the snap, when they're both at wide receiver. That's when it's just fucking stupid.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. The Wildcat's not going to do anything for you. It's a gimmick play. You know where the ball is going. You know it's going to either go out to the outside or it's going to be a Wildcat run. There's 1 or 2 plays that you can count on that, right?
Correct. And it works better with Cam because Cam was a high school quarterback and he could throw. We don't have a running back that can throw. Like, if we put Cam back there and he hit Jordan Travis for a 60-yard pass, I'd call it genius. I don't know how good of a passer Deshaun Corbin is. I don't want to speak on that officially. But I'm going to venture to guess that he's not the greatest quarterback in the world.
Yeah. I would probably put a fucking mortgage on it if I were to say so myself. So, But since we're still talking here about Wake Forest, what are your predictions here in this game? I know we usually do this on Saturday mornings, but we'll do it again Saturday morning in case anything changes. And sometimes some of us miss it, and because we have other things going on, other responsibilities, other previous commitments that we have. So go ahead, give us your prediction for the Wake Forest game.
I don't know how to describe it. I just have this feeling. This like last year versus North Carolina. I just had a feeling. I think we're gonna go out, and I think we're gonna win by 2 scores. I don't know how to describe it. I don't know if it's false hope or if it's like I just feel like we're gonna be prepared and we're gonna mentally be there after a really shitty loss. So I don't know. I got us by 2 scores. I'm a little optimistic, but it's just a feeling I've got.
Man, I've struggled back and forth with this. I've struggled back and forth between we're going to lose by 3 or we're going to win by 3. I think that is right where we're sitting at right now. And I don't know, man. I'm looking right here, and I don't know still. I have never had this hard of a time trying to pick a game because of the loss we had before. It's our first road game of the year. That worries me a bit. Like being the first road of the game of the year, how are we going to respond after 2 close losses? Are we going to lose another close one on the road, or are we going to win a close one on the road? And I think that's going to be the matter of fact either way, is that it's going to be a close game. I think their offense is probably going to do what they do against us. Maybe we make some turnovers here and there, but I don't really expect it to be a whole lot on the defensive side of the ball. We'll still score. But just being the know that I am, I'll take us by 3. I don't know how many points we'll put up. I think it'll probably be somewhere around a 27-24 or 24-21 game. And then I'll just take the Knowles coming out on top of that. It worries me a lot here to start off 0-3. So hopefully the boys get it the fuck together this week and figure it out. But I don't have a lot of confidence in that. So we'll leave it at that. And we'll move on here from shitting on everything for the past 45 minutes or so. And we'll go to Scared Money, Don't Make Money. And that is one of our favorite segments of the night. We give you our 3 locks. Each one of our 3 hosts here, myself, Ben, and Christian, who is not here, but he's going to be joining us next week, are going to give you our 3 locks of the week. And then if you join us on Saturday mornings, you'll get our not our locks. You'll get our other picks for the rest of the weekend as well. So, Ben, go ahead and start us off, baby.
Well, since Christian can't be here, I'll give out his picks. He's got Fresno plus 11 at UCLA. He's got Alabama UF over 56. So I think he thinks Alabama scores more than 56 points. He's got Penn State hosting Auburn in a whiteout game, minus 4.5, which I also somewhat agree with. So my locks are giving a lot of points, and I'm taking a lot of points. I've got.
Go ahead, give your reasons too while you're there.
All right. Well, I got Oklahoma minus 22. The line's shifting towards Nebraska a little bit, but Nebraska doesn't. They're hurting the O-line. Oklahoma just beat Western Kentucky by 76, and I don't think Nebraska's that much better than Western Kentucky. I think they're just gonna absolutely beat the shit out of Nebraska, just because I think Nebraska's gonna be outcoached. They're going to be out schemed. They're going to be outmatched. They're going to be just everything about them. They lose in every aspect of the game. I think Oklahoma wins that one by like 40, 45, especially because it's a renewed rivalry. There will be no hesitation to run up the score. I've got Alabama minus 15.5. It's probably going to move to 16.5, but I'm still going to take it. If I could find an alternate spread, I'd probably take him minus 21.5. I don't think Florida's as good as we thought, as a lot of people thought they would be coming into the year. I think they're 7-5, 8-4 type team, but they have a rather easy schedule. And I also
think Florida would have a chance if Anthony Richardson was available. But am I correct in saying that
he's not unavailable? He pulled a hamstring.
Right. Okay.
He's not unavailable, but they're going to see how he goes. And even with Anthony Richardson, I still think that Bama defense is just too good, and I don't think Florida and Todd Grantham are going to have any ability to stop Bryce Young in that offense. And those wide receivers they're disgusting.
Right. And what was your last one?
My last one, probably gonna get some shit for it. The line is FSU plus 6.5, but I've got FSU money line as a lock. Or something's telling me we're gonna go win this week. We're gonna win. I don't know how to describe it. We're gonna win. I don't know. I just got a weird feeling. We're gonna go out there and we're gonna semi-kick Wake Forest ass. I think. Watch us lose by like one. Like I lose on the betting just because of that.
No, I mean I feel like there's always one of those a year, right? Like you have one of those feelings a year. Like we're gonna go out and we're gonna win. I think last year for me it was the UNC game. Last year in the UNC game, I had that feeling. I was like, we're gonna go out there and win. We're gonna go out there and show that we're a good team. And there was no reason for it. There was no reason for me to bet that.
Yeah, I kind of had that feeling versus Notre Dame. Like we're going to go out and we're going to play a good game.
Right.
So maybe I've already had that feeling. Maybe I was just being optimistic. I don't know. We'll find out. But I'm going bold there. I'm taking FSU money line as a lock. It's a good payout too. If you take that bet, it's probably what?
Yeah, I mean it's plus what, 180?
Something like that. Plus 180. It'll probably keep going up as people bet on Wake to cover.
So if you put a bet on Florida State plus 180 at $50, you're going to get a payout of $90. For you guys who don't follow betting or anything, that's what your payout would be. If you
every dollar you bet on plus 180, you make $1.80. So minus 180, you have to bet $1.80 to win $1.
Yep.
Do it in terms of 100, 1,000, doesn't really matter. If you're poor, you go in dollars like me. If you're rich, you go in hundreds. Just kind of how it works.
Oh, balance system. It's pretty easy to figure out if you get into it really easy. But I'll go over mine real quick. My locks of this week, I got UCF Friday night game on the road at Louisville. UCF 2-0 going up against Louisville, who's 1-1. And UCF is favored in this one by 7. I like UCF minus 7 in this one. Even though they are on the road, I think UCF has shown enough up to this point that they are a legit team. Obviously, coming back in that first game of the season in the bounce house against the Boise State team, who I think is pretty damn good itself. So I like them to win by more than a touchdown. If you can buy that half point, go ahead and lock that bitch in even more. Lock that thing in even more. But minus 7, UCF should be able to win it. Louisville is not up to par. I know they smoked the team that they had last week, but that is not a team worth even having to talk about that they had to play. Let me see if my shit will load real quick, man. Things are being slow right now. All right, got it to work. All right. So that was my first pick. My second pick was Cincinnati minus 3.5. It has actually moved up to minus 4 since I sent that in, which was about not even
an hour ago.
Not even an hour ago. It has already moved a half point. I had Cincinnati at minus 3.5 against Indiana on the road again. I just think Cincinnati with Desmond Ridder is a much better team than Indiana. Indiana did smoke their team last week as well. They are at home, but I like Cincinnati getting those 3.5 points. I mean, 4, you still take it because you score a touchdown, and those 3 points didn't give me anything because it was at 3.5. So, you still take it at 4 there if you are going to bet on Cincinnati. I think that's a strong pick. Riddler is a legit quarterback and a legit runner from the pocket as well. Go ahead and take Cincinnati there at a noon game there, and then a Friday night game there for me. I'm taking early games. And then the last game for me is going to be our first opponent of the year, and that's Notre Dame. Another semi-early game here at 2:30 on a Saturday, going up against Purdue. They are at home, and they did struggle against Toledo last week, but Notre Dame is 7-point favorites here. I like them as 7-point favorites. I think Brian Kelly's going to have them ready to go ahead and blow out a Big Ten team here at home. They're going to get the guys right, not have to go up against a very potent offense at all. It's a Big Ten team, just a more balanced overall team. I think Notre Dame's going to really come out, really let Jack Cohn shine and be himself there, and he's going to really make a name for himself. I can see him throwing for almost 400 yards, already eclipsed that 1,000-yard mark here going into the third game of the season. I really like Notre Dame here, minus 7. Again, I've got two guys, UCF -7 and then Notre Dame -7. If you could get each of those teams down to -6.5 for, I mean, it's probably pennies on the dollar there if you're really talking about it. I mean, you're probably moving a -5 on the line. If anything, you -120 down to -125. It's not really going to kill you. So if you're able to do that, go ahead and grab it if you can buy that half point. If not, feel comfortable taking that -7 because at worst, you will break even and push on that bet overall. So those are my 3 locks for the night. And then you guys have obviously heard Ben's and Christian's, who is not able to join us, but he's going to be joining us for the foreseeable future for as long as we can ever have him after these last 3 weeks when it's just been Ben. Anything else, Ben? I know you're just sitting there. You're just chilling. People are still live, buddy. People are still live, buddy.
Yeah, I was just listening to Locked. Shout out Iowa. Kicked the fuck out of Iowa State, the one college football team that brought me happiness this weekend. So that was fun. Florida State brings me great shame. I got nothing else.
We got to do better. We have to prove it this week. And there's not much else that needs to be said about Florida State football other than that. Shit's got to get right, and it's got to get right soon. I'm ready for that to happen. But also, shout out to Dennis for thinking that he's going to beat my ass in fantasy this weekend. Not going to happen.
Can we pull up a screenshot of his team last week?
I can pull it up, but you got to talk, so I'm not looking here like an idiot.
Dennis has he thinks his fantasy football team is very good. Auto-drafted Saquon Barkley, auto-drafted someone else. Will Fuller, who's suspended. And, I had a really bad week in this. It's a 16-team league. So I had a really bad week. I scored 81 points, and I'm like, damn, I got my shit kicked in. But it didn't matter because I lost to a team that scored, 173. So obviously I wasn't going to win regardless. Dennis, on the other hand, his opponent scored 97 points. So in a PPR league, that's not very high. So, you have an average week, you should probably win, right? So that's what we're all thinking, You're looking, if you're not even looking at his score, you just put it in half, you're like, I'm taking the other guy. And then, he did not win, and it was not close.
Oh, let me pull it up. I almost got it. So here we go.
Yeah. Well, Dennis wanted us to shout it out, so I'll take a picture of it too, just to show.
There we go.
Yeah, Team Dennis.
That's what Dennis was able to do this week, and he's coming into playing me this week. So good luck, Dennis, scoring a whole 57.28 points in week 1, and then having any shot to come and beat me this week.
Hey, the good news is
I know I lost my game as well, but I lost it in a lot more fashionable fashion than you did. That's disappointing for you, brother. So he wanted us to shout it out. We shouted it out. That's what we're going to do for Dennis. Just completely put him on blast at the end of the show. Thank you guys for coming out. We hope you guys enjoyed it, no matter if it was a shit show or not. I'm completely okay with that. Thank you, Ben, as always, brother.